was between two factions that wanted to take credit for defeating the United States. Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, the Taliban's deputy prime minister, may have been killed in the exchange and cannot be confirmed at this time. USA Radio News.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. Even better, all this week, radio listeners get over $700 in free off-the-grid bonuses too. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more and check availability. That's mysolarbackup.com. Look for the free report, Crisis Cooling, how to make absolutely sure your meat, milk, and medicines stay safe and cool in any power outage. Yours free at mysolarbackup.com.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Get out and vote. September 21st is the election for the city of Ocala. It's nonpartisan, so whether you're a Democrat or Republican doesn't matter. It's a perfect time for all registered Ocala voters to be heard concerning local issues. Every vote matters. Don't let someone else speak for you by not voting. Apathy about voting has become somewhat of a problem. Get out and vote. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Hello, I'm Dr. Manal Fakori, candidate for Mayor of Ocala. A safe community is a prosperous community, and I believe in rebuilding the relationship between our law enforcement officers and our community. According to the FBI, right now, the crime rate in Ocala is higher than 93% of cities in America. Murders are on the rise, and Ocala is climbing Florida's most dangerous cities list. I'm running to make our community safer, and so our law enforcement is fully funded and properly equipped to fight crime in our city. On September 21st, vote for a safer Ocala. Vote Dr. Manal Fakori for mayor.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Wednesday. I'm coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport. The fog has lifted in our area, but if there's still fog out there, be a little careful. Take a little extra time out to get to where you're going safely today. Hey, there's countless reasons to take care of your smile. I mean, just many, many reasons. But to start with, let's talk about this one. Nearly 20% of adults over the age of 65 have lost all of their natural teeth. September is Healthy Aging Month. Doctors say making oral health a priority can save money, teeth, and in some cases, your life. Yeah, I said it, your life. Yet data shows many seniors are skipping dental visits. Well, joining us now is Sarah Chavarria. She is the Executive Vice President for Delta Dental. She's going to give us some reasons why they're skipping their dental visits and some advice that you can use to take care of your oral health. Sarah, good morning to you.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know, I'm 55. I have had dental issues throughout my life. I actually had my front teeth broke off at 13 years old, never to come back again in a bicycle accident. But I'm also was an asthmatic child who took a lot of different chemicals and a lot of medicine. So my dentist on my regular visits, as my teeth are, as I'm getting up there, some of them are deteriorating. My dentist lays claim at some of that at the medicines I took as a young child in the 60s. Do you put much stock into that thought process?
You know, I think that, like you, I'm right behind you. I'm 50 and have had a lifelong experience with a dentist. And I think, you know, if they tell us that there's that link between oral health and overall wellness, we should believe them. So I do put stock in what your dentist is saying. I think that, you know, everything we go through is linked.
Tell us then, what are some of the challenges that seniors are facing with their oral health? Is the main challenge just not going to the dentist, or are there multiple challenges that they're facing?
I think there are a couple of challenges, and I love the statistics that you threw out there, and I'll add one. When we're talking about seniors and we're talking about them in Ocala, we're talking about 30% of your population being 65 and older.
Exactly.
And yeah, and I think, you know, one of the things we know is that about half of them last year did not go to the dentist because of the pandemic, right? Remember, dentist offices had to close for a period of time. People were fearful. They didn't know what to expect. That kept them from going. And I think cost is another issue that folks think about. You know, they think about, oh my goodness, you know, half of us don't have any source of dental insurance. And so how are we going to pay for that care? And I think remembering that, you know, going in for teeth cleanings and going in for that checkup, that's a great way to prevent that long-term cost because, you know, you're being preventative and you're going to identify things early.
I know the answer to this question because I have a friend who he passed away from an aneurysm in his aorta, but the autopsy that was done and everything said part of it was the gum infection that he had, the rampant gum infection he had. That infection had spread through his body to help do this. So when people say your life could be at risk if you don't take care of your teeth, that's exactly what they're talking about. You can get infections in your mouth and in your teeth area that can spread to the rest of your body and kill you if not taken care of. Is that correct?
I am so sorry that you lost your friend, and that is correct. And gum disease affects 70% of the demographic that we're talking about. So think about that for a minute. 70% of people 65 and older have gum disease. And it can, if it's caught early, right? If you're at a dentist and they're, doing your oral health check, it can be linked to the terrible example that you gave, which I'm so sorry to hear. It can also, point to things like diabetes, glaucoma, heart disease, stroke. And there are even some early studies that show that tooth decay and poor oral health are indicators of Alzheimer's and dementia. So you are right. The oral health checkup is such a critical part of that visit to the dentist to identify things early and not let them get to the point where, you now have an acute event.
You always hear 4 out of 5 dentists say, but this is a scary stat here. According to the CDC, 1 out of 5 people over the age of 65 have untreated tooth decay, which is exactly what we're talking about. That can lead to infection. What do we need to be mindful of as we age to maintain our oral health and make sure we don't end up with untreated tooth decay?
Yeah, well, I think you and I have both said it, but that visit to the dentist for teeth cleanings is the number one way to do that. But during the pandemic, we learned a couple of things, right? Brushing your teeth twice daily is so important. I know people don't love flossing, but flossing is really important too. Drink water if you can. Drink water with fluoride. Eat a well-balanced diet. Get out there and do some exercise. That's good for your overall well-being, and it's good for your oral health. And if you do wear a partial or you do wear a denture, make sure you're removing that and giving your mouth a little bit of a break so that it can heal and be healthy.
I've had a partial since I was 13. Believe me, some of the worst sores that I've ever gotten was because as a young 20-something, I wouldn't take it out on a regular basis. And you got to take it out. You got to clean it. When you brush your teeth, you got to clean your partial. You need to soak it.
That's right.
God, it was a tough lesson to learn. Enough sores on the roof of your mouth, though. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, you mentioned the pandemic a couple times. I've talked about the pandemic during this interview. Whether that was the reason many seniors stayed away from the dentist or not, or whether it was cost, now it's 2021. What can they do now to make up for the lost time? Or is there any way to make up for the lost time of not going to the dentist last year? Or what can be done now?
Make an appointment. Go and find your dentist and make an appointment to get in for that teeth cleaning and that oral health checkup. We've already talked about costs being a barrier. If you're one of the folks 65 and older who does not have dental insurance, Delta Dental offers a variety of affordable individual plans, or work with your dentist and local health department community clinics to find a cost-effective option. There are lots of ways that we can get in there, but make that appointment and please, please, please be seen.
But once again, let's reiterate, the main thing is to get in and get your teeth looked at, get an evaluation, get them cleaned. How often as a senior, I know when I was a kid growing up, my dentist said that my mom should bring me in every 6 months. Is that still the standard as a senior as well?
The standard is twice a year. I know that for some folks, their dentist will want to see them 3 times a year because they've had some special work done with bridges or implants or dentures, but twice a year is the standard, yes.
So it still is once every 6 months to get in, get them scraped a little, get them brushed up a little, get your gums checked to make sure they're not infected. Right? Yeah, I have no problem. I like the washes and the scrubs they give you and everything. It's pretty good actually. Yeah. But remember, I've been a dental patient because of my breaking my teeth and everything. I was never scared of the dentist because to me it was like a normal doctor. It wasn't when you have as much issues as I've had as a young child, it was going to the dentist was a normal visit. Do seniors, in your estimation, we've got about a minute to go, do seniors still harbor some of the same trepidations about dentists that we had as children and young adults?
Oh, I think if I had to guess, I would say even more so, right? Because seniors are making that decision based on experiences that they've had or how they think about it, and they've had a long time to think about it. But I'm with you. I've been in the dentist chair since I was about 8 years old and am not afraid of that. And I love that you started the segment with smiling. And I think that, at the end of the day, that smile is about how we feel about ourselves. It's about our self-esteem. And it's the dentist and the dental hygienist that help us keep that smile healthy. And so, we should go. I think there are people who go and have things done that are a lot more scary and a lot more painful than teeth cleaning, like getting their eyebrows threaded or something.
Or getting three of your vertebrae fused 6 months ago, like I did.
Or that.
Hey, tell us where we can find out more information.
Yeah, thank you for that. You can find more information at ddins.co/healthy aging. We have lots of resources out there for folks 65 and older, and we want to make sure that everybody keeps smiling well into their retirement.
Sarah Chavarria, thanks so much for joining us today, and thanks for shedding some light on a topic that seniors don't like to talk about. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Have a good day.
We'll be right back after this timeout. You're listening to WOCA, The Source. September 21st. September 21st. Why do I keep repeating September 21st? Because that's when the Ocala residents have the privilege of helping determine how Ocala is governed. By voting, Ocala residents then have a voice in local issues. Every vote matters. Voting is a privilege. It's also your responsibility. If you don't vote, you give up the right to complain about the outcome. So what are you going to be doing on September 21st? You're going to go out and vote September 21st.